Let's get right into it. You endorsed the president, Mr. Obama, for president 2 years in. Any second thoughts?
None whatsoever. When I endorsed then Senator Obama in 2008, I thought he was the right choice for the country. The country was in deep economic despair. I think the country needed a significant and transformational change, and I thought President Obama would provide that for us. It was hard. I'll get to that. It was a hard decision for me because I was so close to Senator McCain. I'd known him for 3 decades, a fellow veteran and all that, but I thought this was the right choice, and that's the choice I made. Now, in the almost 2 years since, I think the president has done a good job in stabilizing the economic system. I mean, Wall Street was collapsing, the whole economic structure of the country was falling apart, and that's been stabilized. I think he's done a good job in moving in a number of directions with respect to Iraq and Afghanistan and trying to launch the Middle East peace process again. But where I think it has not gone as well, and reflected in the election just a few days ago, was that he has not communicated to the American people what we're going to do about getting jobs back and getting the economic recovery down to the retail level where people are still unemployed. Wall Street's doing fine. Wall Street's got a lot of bonuses still going out. But the American people are losing some focus on President Obama, what he's trying to do. And when you look at the election results, as he said, I mean, he got shellacked. But I think it was more than a shellacking. I think it was a real body blow that he now has to reflect on and figure out how to come back.
But does it surprise you, because he was such a great campaigner and a mover of people, when he spoke, people listened, that perception fades?
I'm a little surprised because he is such a great communicator, and he spoke with a sharpness and a directness that I think everybody appreciated, and that's why he was elected. But I think a little of that has been dissipated now. My own view is that he should have focused on the economy and doing something about unemployment to the exclusion of almost everything else domestically. It's not that other things aren't important. Healthcare is important. Our energy policy is important. Education policy, all of this is important. But when you're starting out as a president, you have to figure out which is the most important. In military terms, we say, what's the main attack? Everything else is important, but what's the main attack? And in my judgment, the main attack was to do something about the job situation, the unemployment situation, and everywhere I go in the country, this is what I hear fed back to me. If I may, Larry, there are other aspects to that as well. The deficit is of deep concern to the American people, the amount of debt we're piling on, the national debt, and the election results that we saw were not good for President Obama, not good for the Democrats. But at the same time, my Republican friends had better be careful, because I think the American people were expressing displeasure with the entire political system in Washington, D.C. And so the next year, I think, is going to be very, very important to see how the Republicans use their majority in the House, how the Democrats respond with their majority in the Senate, and how the president responds as still the president for the next 2+ years.
Governor Rendell, a Democrat of Pennsylvania, suggested that General Powell be asked to be the chief of staff. Would you?
I haven't been asked, and I don't expect to be asked. And
if asked?
Well, I don't know what I would do if asked, but I don't expect to be asked, because I've had 40 years of government service.
But you're the kind of guy.
I have no interest in government service. Governor Rendell would make a great chief of staff.
Oh, you're turning it around.
Well, he's been running around throwing my name out. This is the first chance I've had to suggest that Ed Rendell is an accomplished politician, an accomplished governor, a mayor of a great city. I think he'd be a terrific chief of staff.
You're used to serving your country, and if asked, General...
I have served my country for 40 years, and I believe that in my current life, post-government service, I'm still serving my country.
You're just back from a major trip. Obama's back from a major trip, produced mixed results. What do you make of that? The eyes of the world, he was held above the grain. Now what?
Well, I think it was a trip that had some successes, but some disappointments. He didn't get what he wanted with respect to a trade agreement with South Korea. He wasn't able to persuade some of his G20 colleagues of the direction to move with respect to the financial situation. He didn't get what he was looking for with respect to trade policy changes. But at the same time, I think one of the great achievements of the trip is that he showed that America still recognizes that it is an Asian Pacific power. And when you look at the rise of China and the importance of China these days, I think he sent the right message that as you concern yourself, my Asian friends, with China, the United States is here as part of the Asian Pacific community. We should not think that China is a nation to be contained, because you're not going to be able to contain it. It's a nation we have to work with. But every now and then, China demonstrates its newfound influence and power to the distress of some of the other Asian nations. And for the President of the United States to be in the region, to go to Indonesia, to go to South Korea, Japan, and to participate in the G20 meetings that were held in Asia, I think, and especially in India, I think that shows that America still is engaged. People look to us for leadership, look to us for influence, and the issues that he didn't achieve success with are still there, and they have to be worked.